Tesla's currently $339 a share, and we're going to be going over if this can go into the 400s this summer, June, July, or if it's going to sink back into the 200s where we've been the last 3-4 years. So we're going to be using the monthly, the weekly, and the daily time frame. The reason we're going to be using that is because those are the strongest, and those are the ones you want to look at when you're trying to see longer term trends and the bigger, more powerful strength trends. When you're using the 1 hour, the 4 hour, actually the 4 hours, all right. When you're using the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 15, the 5, the 2, you're really just looking for a shorter term support and resistance to try to play off those levels for a trade. So what we're looking for is to see where the real strength is, because if you do play to that trend, you're gonna be having a lot more success, or at least more gains. Although it does take a few more days, weeks, maybe sometimes even months. So this isn't day trading. This is more like a swing trade. But either way, we're just going to be seeing if it could go into the 400. So you got to see what happened the last 6 months. The last 6 months, we had the crazy run up from the 200s to the 400s, which was to 488, almost 500. And just as quick as we went up, we had a dump. And we fell to 210, which was pretty brutal. It was like a 55% drawdown, which is Tesla's notorious for doing that. You think Bitcoin's volatile? You think Palantir's volatile? They're not. Tesla goes down 50 here. 2 years ago, it went down 50 here. 3 years ago, it went down 80%. So it does it a lot. And look at Bitcoin, how it's been sustaining. Look at Palantir. Different cases. Look at Nvidia, but they don't go down 50 and lose half their value, just like this one. So when you see these wicks on the chart, especially like a weekly or a monthly, they're trying to tell you something. When you see them on the top, they're saying, get the hell out of sight, get out of Dodge, we're going down. And then when you see them in the low, in the bottoms, not near all-time high, that means, we're finding our support, we're gathering, and we're going to go back up. That's why you had this month in March. These 2 weeks or in May, I'm sorry. This month, this crazy explosion came in May, but they told us in March, they told us in April, we're trying to bottom at 210. I'm not going to lie, there was a lot of fear with the Trump tariffs, and even with Tesla, because their earnings sank and they're absolutely trash right now. Which it's impressive how they keep diminishing their earnings year over year, 2023, 24, 25. But it's a cyclical business what they're in, because they're not in autonomy yet, they're not on robotaxis yet, and we sure know they're not going to be in robots anytime soon yet. So they're in the car business, and that is very cyclical. You sometimes have good times, you have bad times. So it kind of makes sense why Tesla the last 3 years it's been in consolidation. Also, it had a crazy run up, just like Nvidia, just like Palantir. So when you have a crazy 1,000% run, you consolidate a few years, and then you could probably get another crazy 500, 1,000% run, which is what Tesla's doing. So it's closer to a bigger $500, $800,000 run than it is to stalling out, is what I'm trying to say. But we're not looking for that. We're just looking for the 400s. So they told us these 2 months that it was getting strength. And then now we had an explosion. Again, we went from the 200s, now we're sitting at 350. And I'm going to show you now why this still does look strong. Even from this chart, this thing looks strong. So you start seeing a little consolidation month, a little dump, some wicks. It's still looking strong. So if you go down to the weekly, what I do not like is we have a gap right here. Very rarely will you see a gap on a weekly chart. Nvidia did one 2 years ago. I think Palantir might have some. If I look, very rarely do you do that. And this one, if they really want to fill it, hurt us a little bit. Some might look at it as a blessing, obviously. 299, 300. We could go to 299, $300 one last time before we get this run up. And it actually does make sense, because if you go on the daily chart, so we're going to be using this one for the daily, just because I have the 100, the 200, and the 50 EMA, or the EMA, yeah. Or SMA, they're both similar. So these are the SMAs. And what we're looking for is the next leg up. So 2 years ago, or not even 2 years ago, 6 months ago, we had a stall here at 360. We had a crazy leg up from the 200s to 360, and then we stalled out. We kept bumping into this 360, 360, 360, and then we got another leg up. And what are we doing now? We got the run up from 200. We're consolidating here around this 350 area now, kind of similar to this. And I think we're going to get the next leg up, just like we did here. So only difference, or not difference, only thing I want to be aware of is this right here. I'm sorry, my camera just went out right now, so it might be looking kind of weird. Sorry, guys. So what? Just stay focused on the chart. I'll fix this next video. I'm sorry about that. So what we're looking for right here is, you see how we got to 360 last time? One thing happened after that. We fell from 360, we fell down to this level, which was 310. And now the lowest we fall into is 330. Just give or take, you know, one could say they want to go for the gap fill. They don't necessarily have to go for the gap fill, and they could just shoot it up. But this is why it does look strong. Let's say you just want to get a retest here, but I don't think we're gonna get it. I think this is looking primed to run up. SPY might be the indicating factor, but same thing we had here, man. We had a box like this. We broke out, got the leg up. I think Tesla's gonna do this come summertime. And we're going to get this run up like this. You know, there could be some consolidation, but we could get up, hell, say here, the 450s. I think this is going to be primed to hit summer, come robotaxi time, come everything. And we're just looking bullish overall. Even if we go back on our other chart and we look at the RSI, this thing has not started to heat up yet. On the weekly, we got up to 78. 70, this line right here is overbought. We got to 78. Right now, we're like at 56. You know, if you look at it on the daily, which is really what everybody looks at, one could say we're extended. One could say we have to cool off to come back to neutral. But not necessarily. Look at the crazy run-up last time. We overshot it, got up to like 85. We got up to 84. So we could still heat up. And then that would put us into the 400s. Easily. 420s. If you know how Elon loves that number. Market loves that number for Tesla. So this is just looking strong. This, as it's looking right now, is just looking strong. You might be able to get some dips. You could buy the dips, the 328 dips, the 315, the 300 dip, if you catch it. That's the problem. You might be able to catch it depending on what happens with Europe tariffs, Trump tariffs, China tariffs, depending how the market feels, economic data, you know, the CPIs, the PPIs, the non-farms. But Tesla, as it looks from the charts and the hype that's coming into it, does look primed for a $400 run. And if you want to see the longer term trends, look at my last video. I talked about how I think it could be hitting 600 this year, 2025. But that's for December, November run. I'm thinking 600 for this summer. I'm thinking somewhere in the 400s. Could go to 500. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think we're going back into the 200s. That's what I'm trying to say. I think this is looking strong, and we'll see. We'll see, man. We have to give it time, wait and see. You know, if we were genies, we would be millionaires, but we're not. So that's all I have on Tesla today, man. Really hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace out, man.